bragging that he had funneled tens of millions of dollars to Bill Clinton Inc. through the foundation donations, paid speeches, and consulting contracts. Mr. Band called the arrangement unorthodox. The rest of us call it outright corrupt. In fact, the Clinton Foundation even hired a law firm to find out if their paid-to-play scheme would jeopardize their charitable status with the IRS. If the Clintons were willing to play this fast and loose with their enterprise when they weren't in the White House, just imagine what they'll do given the chance to once again control the Oval Office. And we've had enough, honestly. I think we've had enough of the Clintons, in all fairness. At what point do we say it? Hillary Clinton is the most corrupt person ever to seek the office of the president. I propose a contract with the American voter that will end the corruption and give the government back to the people. I want the entire corrupt Washington establishment to hear and to heed the words I'm about to say. If we win on November 8th, when? When we win. We don't want to take it for granted, but we are winning in a lot of states. I have to say, the media now, they're going wild. The media is going wild because they're saying, you know, this guy's winning in Florida. He's winning in North Carolina. He's winning in Iowa. He's winning in Ohio. When we win, we are going to Washington, D.C., and we are going to drain the swamp. A lot of spirit in this room, isn't it? That includes a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on all members of Congress. At the core of my contract is my economic plan. That plan can be summarized in 3 very beautiful words, especially for the people in this area and this room. Jobs, jobs, jobs. Now it's terrible. What's happened? What's happened to this area, what's happened to this country with jobs is terrible. Hillary Clinton promised to bring upstate New York 200,000 jobs when she ran for Senate. Instead, the jobs left. They didn't come in, they left. She's been there for 30 years and hasn't fixed anything. She's just made things worse except for herself and her husband. 47 million Americans are on food stamps, and 45 million Americans live in poverty. Nearly 1 in 4 Americans in their prime earning years are not working or able to work. 70 million American women and children are in poverty or on the brink of poverty, and nearly half of African American children under the age of 6 are living in abject poverty. Our national debt has doubled in 8 years, and our infrastructure throughout our country is crumbling. Bad shape. Our airports, our roads, our bridges, our tunnels, our schools, our hospitals. Our trade deficit with the world is now nearly $800 billion a year. We are living through the greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. Think of it. And that's so true. It's the single greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. What our politicians have allowed to happen to this area, but to all areas of our country. NAFTA, TPP they want to approve, a disaster. Ohio has lost 1 in 4 manufacturing jobs since NAFTA, a deal signed by Bill Clinton and supported strongly by Hillary. Remember, every time you see a closed factory or wiped out community in Ohio, it was essentially caused by the Clintons. It was NAFTA. It was caused by the Clintons. Why a deal like that was allowed? We've lost 70,000 factories. Think of that one. 70, I tell everybody, it's a typo. Can't be 70,000. It is. We've lost 70,000 factories since China entered the World Trade Organization. Another Bill and Hillary-backed disaster. Just this year, Eaton Corporation in Ohio closed this plant, laid off 152 workers, and moved their jobs to Mexico. And you've had many. I could name them all day long. Under my contract, if a company wants to fire their workers, move to Mexico or other countries, and ship their products back into the United States, we will put a 35% tariff on those products. And folks, just in case you have